Pramoa to Adesimama, Yamamunina Hama Makwaba, Eba United Television, so your ship house, Abeka Junction, Ewo, and Crank, Casabo, and Sakafi or Memu, and Afama who do be so some for Soneswa. Yadi Bremia comes, I would do some and Sakansono, yet better Casabon so Eddie, Amamo, as they be or baby, for my boy for a Casabwe, one more Afahoka. This way chocolate drink, and then a coffee drink, this way 1, 2, 3, and I feel this one on Dairy Tea, Creamer. Best point service and lows, best assurance. You too in China need for food, need abequine. Special ice you sew and special drink Sakasibu. One more afa home, kana, ye camuse, open your channel account DSTV. Your channel 360 Sansuna. Social media had this how do you know Yakasibu. If you go, oh, na, the idea more could be say COVID-19, yeah, they say this man home the Suntima Penia Casach, say, you ye chef for cra, out to a home. Samson e kwato amantem wase ye kasai wo muntumi enya na namatra kunyo amantem no dwam tinani manso twinti na no mo kyese mo hwe na so nwemra na impuntu so etumi nkosoma o manfo no enyina na special prosecutor na ye da to nanim so wonhwe na onhyehye niema sade be ya keta hyehye ne proye a amasa bi omanga na ye boka hunu etu sika twene mankofo di ne kwa no ye betumi ahwe na ya bre na se na ye bekwa ma no nsemu asem ye so Mali ebi so esi South Africa na South Africa de no COVID-19 yare e bae no o man ne kyerese se de mi ahyehyɛ mu no ye bre na se kakra de nti o mka ne sa no ye de ho nsɛm ebeba we ene nsɛm odo bi e ka ho na me Agya Kwabena de bre ma Africa se bode mu nsɛm nie enra e ma panic excellence na na dan kwakufo ado ene Ghana for ehia na otwe adwene e de si COVID-19 yare no ba bi efiri pepeso eduro ene se de si kɔ na ba nyina na mampeni ekasa no ona wode atudwa ekiremu se ye kasa no yare no Ghana yejeja ho masam yafa yase esanse toso miensa abeya ne huhuhu data yi se de si esane ni pekuku ni parenya sem kuma kra mampeni kyerese ya test nipa opepem ba ko opiyase diokono nan ahanum ni aduanan 1,394,540 na sa nipa do eye mu no emu oha ne ba ko ene edioson ohane ye mpim ohane baako ohane edioson 101,170 ana yare na womo ewobie ena nipa mako mpim ediokron ensia ha no adunum 96,255 ena womo ato womo a nipa bia famu ahwerom kwamampani kyese enya de a ehye nkurankura.
As of Friday 23rd July 2021, 3 weeks later, the Ghana Health Service is now reporting that our total number of active cases stands at 4,521. A total of 1,406,011 tests have been conducted, out of which 102,103 persons have been infected with the virus, and 96,759 persons have recovered. Our daily infection rate for the past week is 350 cases, and sadly, 40 more people have died from COVID-19 over the last 10 weeks, bringing the cumulative number of deaths to 823 deaths since the onset of the pandemic. Greater Accra and Greater Kumasi metropolitan areas remain the hotspots of infection. This entire development is very alarming. Fellow Ghanaians, it is obvious from the data that we've let our guard down, with many going about their daily duties in clear breach of and disregard for the protocols. At a time when the economy is on the rebound and businesses' activities picking up, we must do everything possible to contain this outbreak. We cannot afford to return to the days of partial lockdowns, which brought considerable hardships and difficulties for all of us.
Mampadi to aso ekiremu se yade nam se nipa dom hia ena ta ebe ntiro manga ne num sade yo ba ko eta ye pa eye yiyo na na mampani kire se yi ya ebe ye no ye be no petemu yenkoye no dan bia mu na no akiri so ye betiri tititi ye humu pa na ye no so wi a se bia kasa reception kokopa bibia di ne ye te wono mo nsa bo onyo na asefo no eno so ye twom na yiyo no krampo don hwuru mienu achi na biribi atu atwa ɛyi yɛ no sɛ boro dɔhwere mmienu.
However, in recent weeks, we've seen a marked increase in the number of cases. As of Friday, 23rd July 2021, 3 weeks later, the Ghana Health Service is now reporting that our total number of active cases stands at 4,521. A total of 1,406,011 tests have been conducted, out of which 102,103 persons have been infected with the virus and 96,759 persons have recovered. Our daily infection rate for the past week is 350 cases, and sadly, 40 more people have died from COVID-19 over the last 10 weeks, bringing the cumulative number of deaths to 823 deaths since the onset of the pandemic. Greater Accra and Greater Kumasi metropolitan areas remain the hotspots of infections. This entire development is very alarming. Fellow Ghanaians, it is obvious from the data that we've let our guard down, with many going about their daily duties in clear breach of and disregard for the protocols. At a time when the economy is on the rebound and businesses' activities picking up, we must do everything possible to contain this outbreak. We cannot afford to return to the days of partial lockdowns, which brought considerable hardships and difficulties for all of us. You returned me to office in the elections of 7th December with a clear and decisive mandate to protect lives and livelihoods and steer our nation out of the grips of the pandemic and onto a path of sustained economic growth and progress. Fortunately for us, we have tried and tested response protocols which we have implemented since March of 2020. They've stood us in good stead, and we have no choice but to return to the strict implementation of some of them. It is extremely troubling to note that the high compliance rate with mask wearing has fallen alarmingly. The wearing of masks in public places, fellow Ghanaians, continues to be mandatory. There are no exceptions to this rule, and strict conformity with this protocol will be enforced. Anyone found to be flouting this directive will have him or herself to blame. We cannot afford anyone's recklessness to endanger the lives of the majority of persons in the country. The COVID-19 task force, which I chair, has recommended that a second look be taken of the protocols that have been put in place for social and public gatherings, in particular weddings and funerals across the country. I have in previous updates emphasized the need for the strict observance of safety protocols at all such gatherings. To ensure that such gatherings do not become the sources of infections, the following must be adhered to by all at these gatherings. Firstly, the wearing of masks continues to be mandatory, and persons must respect the enhanced hygiene protocols. Secondly, all such events must be held in open-air spaces. Thirdly, the duration of such events is limited to 2 hours. Fourthly, there must be observance of the 1 meter social distancing rule. And fifthly, handshakes must be avoided. Furthermore, given that people sitting together to eat, drink, laugh, dance, and talk in large gatherings without masks are the riskiest activities for spreading the virus, all post-event receptions, particularly related to weddings and funerals, are banned. I want to reiterate the protocols surrounding activities in churches and mosques remain the same as our protocols in schools. With workplaces currently witnessing a resurgence in COVID-19 infections, it is important that owners and management of businesses and workplaces implement strictly the guidelines on staff management and workplace protocols, such as the use of a shift system and technology, mask wearing, social distancing and hygiene protocols, as was required in the earlier days of the pandemic.
Yene Dr. Frank Kwabena adwom trend ma Ghana Medical Association eni komo fa sansem yi ho me se wo ne ku ba ko a wo maka ho asem aka kam kira doctor for wo man mu no dwom trend Dr. Frank Kwabena homa so edie na yeni ni eni komo concern ya mo ha
concern me joso eja na mo hote sei
adomara kwa ye ho ye na ye ho se da anye saa esanse ye te covid nsem yi a na ayephyehia ba ye misa se saa semi ba covid ba ye no ba dedi kan ba de toso menu hyehia ne mra na ba ma bedu ba bia ye woi aye mra ne hyehia se ye hwe ne ye de ye adwuma se mra ne hyehia no ye buso wan ene esese ye twena adwene susu se we bia wato sine oba bi ntira mana ko ba sa wan na lusu guard se na mampani kan ye no wan na ajeja no ho ama yare akudu ba bia woi a anhwe ye besande ohafo abre ye
eja me da sipi itiawe tie force so enu ahwefo yenyina omampanyin kan o si we or you see word no we etese yenyina o eja me ampa hye obi se we na ye we yenyina aka bon mo de ubofo adi ko fom pe mo de ewo mu no adi ko fom pe ne mo jai concern em sign wa friend wo covid ho covid no ewo fom sa yenyina munti mo bia mfa nkohye obi yenyina mfa ngintu ye ho so say yenyina na ye as a people ye lucy a god na ye luwa ye god e masadi asaba bio na me gidi pa say Ghana for yenye sa mistake ni bio me gidi pa say yenye sa mistake ni bio because anytime e be sa mistake no ye be luwa ye god na nipa wo na eba nipa na ewu within 10 weeks, Omanpenika is 40 people into an average of 4 a week in a COVID. When rank ye dim ranoswa and came massa.
But me sure be say enforcement of the law. Ye were bylaws in Shaya. Mampenaka said to me, a day in Sasha say enye ejuma. Sashi she said the bay ejuma no. Ye huniti, nice and sorted true mua, when I'm quite obi anhye mask no protocol ne yedi so Veronica Baketi kura be kom ya wodo de se kura ni hokura ye hu kura mo na mo ya doctor for baba mabobo ano na ebebisi de na mususu se ye
eja da sipi lord ye na ya enforce na Ghana for ya so adi ya so dey nti se ya enforce law na de beba ne se ye ndi so nti eme de say omampanyin aka eno ohwe ya na oka na ni so this time no yenye sa ade ne view we are going to enforce the law na ye gidi say ye be enforce the law no so because that is the only way ye betumi di virus is so nkunim that is the only way ye be share a mask ye be over yensa ye be use hand sanitizers ye be titi mu ye tire ye ne say sa kwan we ya so ne na ma ye tumindi ba kono kun ya ye de ba fom ye nhia kwan foforo bia nka ho bio e kwan wo ya ye tie ye no e kwan wo ya then say ya nya eja asema baba batuye no e bia na nya asempa nti ye enforce law no na emwa ye gina
Dok me obeti yare die sanka wo ho ampa yare die sanka wo ho ampa anke wu se ndiafo ye wu se ndiafo ninti e kame ese nipa binum susu se yare eni ho wo ye doctor ni wo tene sa woten kasen
eja metisa na mabamobu na ye me ya se bra ye bringina chiri no ebinum e wo social media so ne e kansem se e bia entisa yare ni o yare ni de Agya ɛwɔ hɔ paa sɛ deɛ no ɔmampanyin kaeɛ no yɛahwe akra 821 yare baeɛ sɛ yare ni hɔ paa yɛbɛhwere aka ase obiara so ofu sɛ yare ni bi ni hɔ no ɛyɛ a wɔnkɔ yɛ treatment centers ne ade asisi a ɛyɛ ma no wobɛhu ɛna yare no ɛyɛ bɛma obi a mmɔ mpaeɛ sɛ ɛnyɛ no because ɛyɛ wa ɛyɛ ɛnyɛ ahonkoro so sɛ wosɔ Bible koraa ɛnoɔma ɛwɔ akyiri no ɛha adwen
okay maybe
yare deɛ wɔ hɔ paa
okay maybe the mania ko hu bi me call ga east deɛ me ko hu wɔ hɔ no
very good
ama nukure ni meti wei obo covid dia na me yem ahye me esa se sabita fraction wo mo na anya omo no ana omo da sabi wo mo ekọ no ewu no na enye obi owo ni bibidi papa bi obi o japade papa bi anka sika nkwa no betumi da hwe ne ho a anka betumi aye no wo mo eneti sa na dokai ye kan nyina no eye se Ghana fo se aso odin enti ye mra mo so mafam adokita fa pon de adwumayefo aka de asese munya na mo de ko eboa ameyebre yare ase no so far ekọ fam no mo obi oho pempen yesi ni pen se na be yan pen fo beti
yo Agya Kwabena eno ma ye fe no PPEs ne ngeka ho no eye consumables eye no ma ye use every time na se cases no kosra na ni use no so e kosro enti se eba forma na ne use no enso aba fom enti se start se ekosra eno ne ma eho ye na PPs no ho ye na ema yen enti yare no ye nyina ye mompaye na emra fom eba fom a no ma ye behia to cater for them no eno so be kos fom na kosro a bibi ti se oxygen ekosro pa oxygen o mu use ni patients ni be use no ye one hwa ye nya sa oxygen no e manipa no again the other nkofo hu ni say yare no kosra akodi a ye de kunyina no ye pia ni nyina de koku ma wo mu na afei ama yare wada da bi e wo ho hypertension diabetes malaria other yare no wo no na ye relegate no to the back na ase ya twen no osinchen nti ano so ade anka na normal circumstances enku obi no because e dia ye ni antumi anko no ho adwuma na ebu ye so with covid-19 na no so akwaye bibisa enti na de bia ye kase ye mmomode na covid no nkofo because covid no kosra e ma ye yi ye niti all other illnesses so na no so akwaye asemfoforo
enti ese da ne yenye
de yenye Agya ye tire ye ne se sisi ade yenye pa ne se nsisan bia mai ye moye mask ye wonhuru ye nsa very bucket bi wo kra wo beko no service ho na nsuo nim samana nna ho ye make sure say social distancing no ya ye na ye wie no a ya sre aban se aban momodi amfa vaccines no emra intentem or the vaccines ne ba bedura ye nuanom a enya bi nwo ye no omonya bi awo say evidence show say omo a enya bi nwo ye kura no say yare ne so mu a ya na edin ano odin pa concern
yenie
me say omo a enwo vaccine ni bi no say yare ne ka wo mo a ya na edin pa efe omo vaccine no nti e pa ban chew say vaccine na eba no entem so a omo manemra na ye nuanom na enwo bi no enya bi wo ye nka say obi a wawo bi no onya yare ni bi wo benya bi na wonya bi a either say symptoms bi ama ana say wo be yare kakra bi enti say ye nuanom na omo bi no na enra ade ba ko ye me de pa wo mampanyin kasa mu ene sa vaccine institute no ye nyina ye mwa ye ho ye nyina ye support na sa vaccine institute no emra so na ye produce ye vaccines a vaccines no nya covid bi enko anwo and childhood diseases vaccines ya ni nyina few either say donation and na say yetoi yenya yebetumi ya yade ye wia ya science sportibi as the nyaska nti me anra mani ji wo ho pa no na Ghana Medical Association ye ni ewo so because yenyim say Ghana ha no ye wo human resources yebetumi edi aye na de aka ene see a disika be wuem ye invest wo
okay
na de wo ho no
Joe Dr. Frank Kwabena aka concern ye beda wase na wie so nya brema ayen
you that's concern
Dr. Frank Kwabena dwamtene ni edema Ghana Medical Association Dr. Fo nyina ku batan no wono na yini din ko fa COVID-19 baby adro ne mampani sem oka and yesese ye se omanfo na ye mo yankasa ye nkwanban yade eba ye no ye koga east ekotwamfoni ema mo hwe ye hye mo bossa na watwe ye mu UTV ye besen akọ na akohwe se de hotibia no esitie ye be kwa pomdi aso ye ni nyina hospitals awdo ni nyina baby aban ye se mo fanko no ye be ko nyina akohwe se de tibia ni sitie ankasa pa na se yi na so hwe wie na otena ofie se yare ni ho a na etoje wa yentu akasebo no so na yenko atoema ntemu esane ahensemu manso twen mpanisa twema mentwe na makorabo enti yakasai okwa atoema nsemu a aye nananom ahemfo atrakonwa aye regional house of chiefs no omnu dwamtenani ahensemu manso twenti na no na council of state member ede ato wo manim se wo mo hwe na somdwem na se ne be ya input omhiam wo manfo no wo mo sabetumi aka
atoye mantem eye ebia bi ewo manmu a se ye ka obade ne pa wode adom yen a ebi ewo ho pa efomagudi atuo nso de mo amonim se edoso nso ewo ho na sebe ya empuntunuma betimi akoso ewo ho no ejina enyoma bebre so se ukopiem watoye mantem a nananom atena nkonwa ewo ho no kamia ye se wontem anwo ama ene ukompa de obesi wanam ewo nananom atena nkonwa ewo mamu krampo no woni bi National House of Chiefs woni bi wo hoisan say ogina court a wotwe manson e wo de esese okosi anemu eno enenam so ama Council of State empanimfo ana won dwemtenani nana otuo srebo to nsa e de frɛ nananom atena nkonwa na nananom ahemfo mo atoye mantem mu e ma wo hyiaye e na oka kyerɛ mo say nananom wo mo e na esese nka wo mo mma bi ana se timamufo eko na o makwa kogina mahwɛ ama nka bomu aba Omo hwe so mbetimi atena se no maka emnase pobia amana firi ho na afa asundwe ba edimpuntuo ebeba ewo mantam
ye tebia na media hansam na mo asembia ba edi nkuma ana eka edi ano ana eka mo hwe na mo hia na de otimi wa kabina mo ma sabe mo fa sabe yo ne ma bi enche na de asabicha na fa bi enche na mo nkoso na mo soma na bi etikwa obi ebeche sana tebi esram mo modia
eno achi no enipa wono ene si atoye mantamana mu ewo Council of State heyo Oraiwe Eunice Jacqueline Asuma hene eno ohye bose se wono aye member hewo Council of State no obehwe se sa ntawantawa anase minasepo a eda nananom ntem no obehwe ama asomdwe aba na afa edimpuntu nso
yen regional rokofo because of them the disunity among them so ma BBBR or ba Western region no yenya penyim bia mo onti henyim onko kamahin nti hwe he na ahoho na ade no chede wodi do yenye Ghanafo but nkatimemfu nso etum ye kan de oyeye bia tumesisa nti ebia uhu eho dwabemahin na otu osirebo chair of the Council of State maybe they will understand him because on when you 50 years for Iguanodo so he is above a lot of them.
Yakobu no mantem nso akentampo ne aye enkransa kwantempo ahodo ho no osofo hwe akwantempo ho sem so no nyafo kwese mo akwata da tudwe chirim sa ban hwe aye ni nyina.
The future program, Mr. Speaker, is that upon termination of the contract, the outstanding works would be repackaged for consideration in the 2022 budget for re-award.
afiwe MPP aban say a year of what rose and I beka say akwan afi nti mesre second tampon mine ayeye mining nyina emfinfin kuro say mining original ne nan so na kwan ebeye fe tourist center your fuller force your friend second tampon force your kunsu slave cave your tourist sites kunsu enamia ni nyina na say saa kuro yi anka yeti sei esan center of the universe we are seeing na mfimfin ene kentampo nti say saa kuro no yentwe ye nhwe ho na kuro no emfa ne tuma famfra say ne adaache no say amonane abrofo nkrofo ebeye krabehwe na omo aba ayeden abehwe saa kuro no nti na akwan ehia me yie na at the end no ebeboa man no nkasa as a nation because you benya ska from tourists any normal bebre
Enka ni peni ana wada Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport Ghana ano Dr. Ebo Hamad atuju echirem say for COVID-19 yari abeha nyuma ne niam ahodo no wo moku no enya de obejeje omokra ntitie dimu no do masuafo a esua dwumadi efa niam ede kwa manone niam ede ba omanyi mu ne dwumadi ahodo mu die no omosuapo ntitie dimu ena wo mode be ma omo
because me kai pa the minister for roads or kakra there sikana ko hia all the way rules no say kaya nanka China na kra na go hakoje ena China nanka sana e hona covid by nti meche the why asam nti 2020 nanka banpedo rules sikana na kopedo baby okodi sikana do rules covid no we be say oba hobe basa and this year also in there banpedo but still third way by gidi delta variant aba and to abandama I would share your friend Yaraba Yansa and some we know about I think the government or some to be a government in this time on Yago.
As the incoming president, it is my vision to ensure that the international vision of CIVIT is attained through my time of office. Now, we have a corporate aim, we have a mission, we have a vision of ensuring that education and membership is taken to the highest level as far as logistics, transport, and supply chain is concerned. I am going to see that all the strategies and goals.
Ye kwa forofo dwumadie mu ewo Axim na Axim Brewu a eho ena nana kofi anana odo no dwamtire na se pani ohen oda afarofo ano wo kire se nipa bi Axim ne potamu akwa bone no mofa so edi nsumnam no no se se aban be omomo asa ne saafo ni nyina no on betumi etu omsosa
abra nana kofi anana de ne nsem etu edwa no wo kire se wohwe won mefa kwamone so sa abre yi a ye de tabona to so mu bia enkopo no mo de o ma so den na edura na dura wo de nkanea yetisi poyisu koyi nam no ade bia sempanimfo anhwe na o mo anso ano ama ene tabro no de ato so no wa mamra anya adwuma ene na emfaso bia ni so se ye de tabro no ebeto so wo de asem we nyina to dwa abra aban kraje panyin wo Nzema East assembly no ekoye ena nanom afare foko hia no de aduane kakra ebre o mo se de be ya sa abre mu a wo ho ekire won no obetimi de asoso so ekakra eno ene nam so e ma ne din semi tu
ye de ne nwede echi the closes na wada ba no so no won ka ebi bitre watum na ebi no ba smoggle wo ho na wakọ de wo kwaka ye apu adwuma ana de bibi dem nti ne nwede echi a abre na bibia no ye nye chief fisherman no ene ye nwu hia na ye nwu edi nkomo emo isu be ya la quickly na ye hia chief fisherman fo ye hia nafta fo ye hia konkoyima fo ye nwu ne ye meeting onye nda edebie ya ye den ye che de madi na ida mon ebiem so ye sene nyame adom na se wo left closes in now another band on closes in now obiara olo kopu bia no mo onye na adwene ko use light o ko use dynamite o ko use mosquito ko nyama se bi on fata na ida ye illegal fishing ono mboa ye fish edwuma no ntimejimi de se yenyo no kasa na ye mo hu ne nwada oboboa ntim kasa na bibia so yenyo kasa efa closes no ntimjini de edwumezi enda na pe yedi wakoye
enu achi won wa won saka nyoma bi so ene UTV ekasa ya wo mo kire se won mani age ewo se de esi
yeah the minister say that them closes in a day. Yet, Treman Papa, that bought to find our food.
The Mercatura Benny Day, why are they? All of the last 3 years, walk close to no, you who say. No mum, 6 yala, Yemisa, Fia, Yansu, Yam Panage me. More ahoy and Kakra, Onion and Namana, what the diamond, and a DDT. Most talkway, and a Oza Vena Dina was what your couple, and you knew what. Now she said, you sell it, yellow namana, or to me open the answer. Young to me, young Yashe, yes, cooked and semina, Nina, Asho. On them that said, why you juma, young to me and Jay, Nian Kadaka, Juma for what they train you from ma. Ain't it, my Benley, Yashi had the Kaka to you, couldn't water in a day. Latin a day, Yapani chow.
Ye kwa mrashebedwe ma mrashebedwe ni ogina ho ma for war menshia south aye onunyan for Matthew opoku prempe bonus amrane napo wo de ato ne constituency na se na batopesua for anim se omonhwe na covid-19 hihye omuni so pepepe se na be betumi aboa ama yare no asen konkotre ni titi wo brasa delta yi na so odin aba esansa amanfo.
Mensha South constituency wo Kumase wa Santemantema MPP amanyoko no ne omo efrend delegates conference na ebi akoso wo Mensha na no enemra hyebedwani wo Mensha South osaye minister for energy Dr. Matthew Poku Prempa dodo na friend apono obepie wona mra wo kasa ene ode afutuo ede ma party form bepie mo e kire se wo hwe yare a ekoso wo wiase a ha adasanyina eye covid-19 yade ha adwene pa enti nhihye soronko a mpanyimfo akase wo mu eniso no eye protocols no obia eniso ma obia anya na adwene se woso se ne emra na emra no enye so bebusu keke ubusu kra no na yade a wankasa na wope enti osere se amanfo enhwe na protocol se wo horo nsa na wo hye face mask no obia eniso
yare da ba no ehuye obia hye nose mask obia nje no no mo de ho ba yi ukokroma hye efso yare da ba no edo kwa hyew ehu aduro kra dio oba ma wo panye bi kra start nya bi tibe shabo man shafo se hia pa benko e de nya ho be ma first ye say ba e dey young boys and girls se so kokko financial 1 year the 2 year olds da ho omuwo obu se ya mo mu panye ni bi panye no kra Ghana ha say dia ho tibe shamo covid no e ku nipa meka aye ko sugame this year nipa 3000 pe e de ko beka Saudi Arabia for to bekem enam yare eti yete fia da beka ko boboso e wa so se ko bo pai obodo o de ma nya be bere beti efize nipa nkwa ho hia e de ade nya me adwuma dan bibia o konkrebo fo so de ba ye tudu ye nya hwe obi a sorry no ko fo no de tiapio o pem ye nsa no wawie no aka na ko e kire ha ye the covid inside home eti abonsa ufo no kra na ye futu no se ko bo kese ade we akum sori panyifo bi eti ye hwe yi
eno echine Dr. Matthew Poku Prempe esa fa akonya no so editu party for ne fo se omonhwe 2020 general elections no ebinum ye omadwen so omon to aba enti obesere se wo ye party ni nko a na wo grassroots dia e wo so otimi boa na party no etimi gina na nanso
PPD now to be because what to presidential candidate mean to my parliamentary candidate o ko to ayede ba won dey KS akofo dey ado akambonia akofo body chabese de mu ya no parliamentary candidate abato do saa na mu so ko ye wo parliament mango etibi su je ne o etibango na mu di aye na mu di abro edu aye no saa abro na no e ko te no parliament say ya do do e ho free constituency e be kaka presidential yenya if we say next election aye ko no I think that do the DNA. Your both passenger been able to papa pam the DNA. I think that do in the DNA. It's your starting a police station. All the presidential candidates, over whom, over when your baby are studying when your baby side, over pay your vote. What do you best start? Who your police station executive? Who don't pass over you fraud your would be shape? And then MPP in the EPD you, Obon Baba to Baba Omu and the EPD. Men Shadi, Yem Preho, Yidim Yahoo, Yem Kuntokwa.
Adishmama yeka musa UTV from Tobreka sebo ana edifi ship house abeka junction ede esumu na seda meka no call social media handles how do na Facebook ene Twitter ene one aka nyina yeka sebo etwagu sanso na DSTV o channel 360 ye konsem fufuru na lawyer Prince Osewusu ede tudwe chire musa no kurenie mampani ene de paasa wotumi ate special prosecutor na so yɛ sɛ ɔmohwɛ enkuntia katahye ne proye na so anya ne tie nko aban ne mampanyin hwɛ mmɔden sɛ akadeɛ biara ohia bia na yɛde bɛma no afei no akyi nso no enkonkɔma so yɛ n'adwuma no na yɛde amanyɔsam mu me na meyɛ pani me na mede wo baa yɛ nti yɛse na wei yɛ pani wei asimesi on de yɛkorakora ne sɛm so se dabi yɛhwɛ na yɛnyai owura no na ɔnyɛ n'adwuma na ɛbɛboa ɔman ne pɔde sɛm itugya me Miidday twa mu wɔ bra na efi apoku a ɛte adwuma mu yɛ critical issues awɔ UTV so
nam sɛ enyema nkɔsegya ne yɛhwehwɛ nti no yɛapɔnte yɛnua agyaben no that ayi a yɛde gye nipa no yɛnhu ne saa na mmom wɔrehyɛmu sɛ yɛwura agyaben senior lawyer ɔbɛyɛ adwuma ama animonyam bɛba ama Ghana ama animonyam bɛba ama MPP political party ne yɛhwɛ ne saa ɔbɛdɛ no ayɛ n'adwuma mena yɛ yie office no yɛ create o wohwɛ Ramach Yemidua ne shia sɛ she complained about logistics wɔsi baabi a ne officers krampo bɛtena krampo no wɔni bi only officers experienced people to do investigation into ɔbɛyɛ ne day sɛ wei nyinaa no yɛamfa gugu na kwan mu ama enipa a yɛde ahyɛ ne nsa no a n'adwuma bi ani hɔ no mu a ebetimi asɔ ani na deɛ de wɔ mu ni sɛ ne yɛwɔ other government institutions and check corruption cases wɔ Ghana Ghana Audit Service wɔ hɔ na shraj wɔ hɔ wofa our core systems nso wɔ hɔ but the difference between this office of special prosecutor and shraj ne sɛ ya na shraj no ɔno ampo ontimi nya investigation on its own so ɔte asɛm a just will be the atro akwa no but the then said the special prosecutor will to me say or no one can say initiative investigation. Again, what we are doing now, he has the power to prosecute. Charge only power, so be prosecuted.
Okay.
And to we say no, see ye mana ho dia. Obetia ye dwuma na kwani mu.
But ye mana ho dia be say he has all the holding in the law.
I'm talking not in terms of the law. If he needs the logistics. Okay. He needs the back end. If you your powers where attorney general ni bi ni awai ni de ayede amano o hwata 88 of 1992 constitution a was it do wo kwan so betimi abokọ adu wo mem ya attorney general enu hu bi ni awai ni de ama office of the special prosecutor
Sasa mukroya na Daniel adete go no no ye busuapani edema ni ade nkpa busunya de ato de akire mu se special prosecutor momodin so be adwuma frenchem na se do si yi nsama no ewo venti committee anim na efedodo na mo no onfa ose enyoyo.
We should put mechanism in place not to make corruption attractive or easy. That is, to me, that's the essence of the special prosecutor. That is the creation, the office should rather be focused. That should be the mindset. Make corruption unattractive. Make corruption a no-go area. Make corruption something that is very difficult that you can engage in. These are the mechanisms. And I like that frank statement that he made, that he cannot stop corruption. And it is true, he cannot stop corruption. Because corruption was says even in the Bible there's corruption. So no human being can stop corruption, but we can control. Once again, I want to congratulate him. He's very young, and the expectation is huge. We are coming from an angle that we know corruption here, corruption there, corruption everywhere. Not only even in government, not only in opposition, even all aspects of our life. Corruption everywhere. And human beings are said that if you don't put certain mechanism in place for them, they will go beyond their bounds. And to me, that is my expectation from the special prosecutor. I know the work is studious. The work is hard. But you can only put that fear into the public domain when you start cleaning your house. Well, what I mean by when you start cleaning your house is you can only put fear, and the people will be on the alert when they see the steps you are taking to, purge the system, the government system, that even in the government system, when you are corrupt, the way you would deal with the thing will put fear to the one outside. But when you start condoling and conniving, then I'm afraid you are rather enhancing and opening the floodgate for corruption.
Abankrachi a wowo Gomwa East e won fifi mantemu nonyamfo Solomon da kokwam e da to dwe kiremu se enche bia ukọ Budumburam mi ahudo se for ghetto na fe refugee camps a wo Budumburam no ye bedwiri ni nyina agu esan se nipa bonfo kwahya mansamu di ekoso no nyasem kuma akora nti omu yifiri ho a ogiri sa sundu betu abakaso a Budumburam Gomwa ene ne mpotemu
Onmonyamfo Solomon da kokwam e kire se te say Ghana mampanyin na nado danko akufuado ama wonom kwan se Budumburam ho a ghetto ene refugees tukotena for aye homa ama enei ye twetwam mpo nenso womoda so ete ho so manfo de wani adi akira UTV empre bebre ene abo amane se ekunkum ene bone ahodo bi ekoso ewo sa Budumburam ho a esese mpanifo sori efa ho ne no ena abankrache panyini Solomon Dako kwam kire se wo ka kire manfo a wonom tete sa ghetto eno ewo Budumburam ne se wo muntu wo hofo no mo mfiri ho enya de a wo mo ebehwe obi anim wo mo duro na sese demolition ana se wo mo bubu entabodan ene sa ghetto so ni nyina na wo mo beye ne pepepe wo mo hu obi amobo enu nti wo mo ntu wo mo ho efo
yefi kwani do na ye ho adwuma na afa yerko bubu Budumburam Liberia camp no mfa na nanum a wo fete wa ye ho press conference wa sra ban de wa ma ultimatum wa man murder when mobubu a pompen enti wadi fi abem abaka chair ma yeko huon na feta na nanom yehu amahen yehu obiara obrensi all stakeholders yedi zun komo de abanse request na won nanan wo ye no we som enti on chair biara obohun de oye Liberia camp na so yedi boko fam na yedi ho yedi aye nzama papa obepeja Budumburam nizin ma manfo ho aton ma awukaza okodo ho ma de bia waze ma Budumburam izin bon no so efi ho anada akofem manfo ina wonya botar ma hen na Budumburam obeye if you like the modern city of the whole Ghana.
Modern city ene mu adwuma ye papa ye hwe kwansada no UTV so eba obi na de bekoso bia yemfo ose enye oyo enye ne kan keke ma pede be de che e de ato asuafo a ewo UPS anim se wo sere omo a nim di omo a mu kokonya no mo fa nkotene fie keke na mo no wo mo hwe somre ye adwuma ye na aboa ma oha hodo ho ne bitumesi eso ano na aboa wo ma ne kekere ene ne nkankro.
Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ede ensem we nyina atu edwa abra na University of Professional Studies UPSA wo mo ebo oswafo a ohwe na ginsem so enkane swafo a wo hwe enwomesua so Dr. Matthew Poku Prempre se waye ade ehye nhyehyeye abra na oye education minister no otimi ema free senior high school nhyehyeye no ebaye enu nti wabona baso Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia kasa no o kire se enne se wura aban nwuma mu a enye ani mogya ne honam na enya na emom abaifo ene akabrechefo ene wo mo esisu a ewo se ye konkoden ene yetimi adi nkonim ewo ye nwuma nyina mu.
Build the fundamentals of the economy, and building the fundamentals of the economy lies in putting in place that system that promotes transparency and accountability and fights corruption. As you enter the public sector, you will see that you'll be challenged by demons and principalities. The demons and principalities are all over the place, and you have to fight them. And we are going to fight them. And we are going to win that battle.
Enwechino, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia editor so say,
for UPSA, it must be gratifying to see the results of the contribution you have made in molding these soon-to-be graduates to become professionals ready for the world of work, and ready to solve the myriad of issues confronting the nation and the well-being of our society. Better a good society requires men and women ready to use intellect and knowledge to addressing society's problems and finding society to the benefit of many. A good society requires a generation of citizens who are always looking for opportunities to lift up the weak in society, opening the doors wider for the less privileged in society. And it also requires respect for our fellow citizens and a desire to brighten the corner wherever you are.
Ne krakra mu no Dr. Matthew Poku Prempre enei ade a obo UPSC Governing Council any management abaso ewa nimunyam sha wo mo de ama no.
I wish to say a warm thank you to the Governing Council of the UPSA for this wonderful undertaking. I accept it with humility and with a gladdened heart, and I'll forever cherish it. For the Vice President for making time to come, I know that we are very busy. My thanks, I haven't told anybody ever, but one of my mentors is the Vice President for his endeavors in digitization. I'm still not familiar with these digital tools myself, and I think I'll need coaching lessons. But thank you for making me here. I'm always grateful to President Kwabena for the opportunity to serve this exciting sector and to help make a difference. I pay tribute to the incredible team who have supported me and continue to support me. That with you we achieved our goals, and with you we'll continue to shoulder on the country.
Ewiade shimama madaroma momen kwaje aboafo enkrato ye ba agudie mu nsam a ye nsaka no ye de beto ye kase bo no so yetwe ho abasisi ai